Because we used to share the same currency with England, right? So coming down the line, we change up a little because we still do operate under the Queen in terms Jamaica, but not that much. But honestly, from beginning, when you say divided, people were, and even in this country, Jamaica, we have our parties, the Jamaica Labour Party, the People National Party, when it's election time, people will operate certain way. But let me tell you something. Other than that, we put that aside. Things that used to or were before when I was growing up is totally different from now. Because nowadays, even the younger generation, as I said, the generation of today, they are different, far different from when I was growing up. So people were different. People used to. All right, let me give you an example. When I was growing up, even it wouldn't be just like I'm a mother, the one parent or a parent just growing their, children. It's the community used to do that. And children used to have respect for their elders. I'm telling you, we used to have respect for the elders. So if you pass a lady or a man going anywhere at all, whether you're going to school, you're going to the shop, you're going to church, you will say good morning. You will say good evening, right? And whether it's afternoon, you just tell them hello, to show respect, But nowadays they will pass you, they hold their head straight, and I want to tell you something too. They use some words. These days children use some loose words, and they will see an adult there and they just don't care. Even on the transportation, they're there with us as adults, and they will operate, they will behave all sort of way. No respect whatsoever. No respect. And before it wasn't like that, because guess what happened? If you dare pass Miss John or Miss Harry or Mr. Joe, right? Or Miss Elaine, and you don't say morning, and Miss Elaine go home and go tell. And those days we didn't have telephone, we didn't have a cell phone, we didn't few people had the landline phone. And those people that had the landline phone, they were rich people, considered rich, right? So and the landline wasn't so much either. You understand? So when Mass Harry go see your mother and tell your mother, say, guess who passed? Elizabeth passed me this morning. And she never say hey or she never say babe. When I want add on something to it or take off something off for it. When him tell your mother that, you know what will happen to you. You understand? So that's how it was, children was they were more obedient. You understand? They were even fearful of their parents. You understand? They were very much fearful of their parent. I'm not gonna say that in those days um children wasn't getting pregnant early. It happened because my grandmother, she had my mom at an early age. You understand? She had my mom at an early age. When I'm telling you, early age. And the thing is about my grandmother that I know, because what she tells me, in those days, sometimes and their parents don't have it. They don't have it to take care of them. So what happened is the parents will give them to somebody or send them go work with somebody. As nowadays, people that say, my mother, give me away. And my father, give me away. And my this, give me away. You understand? But because they don't have it, because that's what my grandmother told me. Her mother had was to send her on to somebody to work. And then by doing that, you understand, there goes, you understand, this man now, because my grandfather is an older man than my grandmother. He was an older, even passed and gone. It was an old, my grandmother passed, that's my mother, mom, passed and gone. So he was older than my grandmother, right? But because he had some money, you understand, and him could do a little thing. So, but she married to him. She ended up marrying to him. So I'm not saying that they don't get pregnant at an early age, but it wasn't like no. You understand? And those people, when you get pregnant for those men, they have to marry to you. You
Mm.
understand? Something have to happen. It's
Right.
not like no, it's not like no, you'll get pregnant for this man and then him tell us it's not his child or it's not this or not that, and then him gone about in business. It's not like no, it wasn't like that. But I am saying that those children had more manner than these no, than this 2023 or the 21st century children,
Right.
and in those days, as I said, more respect even for the church,
Mm-hmm.
even for the church, and I'm going to touch the church. Even for the church, there was more respect because I remember once in those days, when you pass in a church, you don't use a loose word because you fear God in such a way. Don't
Amen.
care of vile sinner you may be. You fear God that you say if you use a loose word, something going to happen to you. God
Mm-hmm.
going to do something to you. And them used to say, God sin me, God ever sin me. God don't sin anybody. You sin yourself. You understand? God doesn't sin any, but we used to say that. God has sinned me, God sin me. God sin me. It's not God sin you, you sin in the
Mm-hmm.
presence of the Lord. So the people will have that fear in them, so they wouldn't use a loose word. But they will pass the church and they will come and stand up at church door. And if any little service are going where we're not a convention and all of them come. That's how a lot of people got saved. They pass in the church going to dance because they used to go dance same way in those days. They go into those dance place and all of that, and they pass in the church, and I tell you, the Holy Spirit that is there just draw them. And they come to the window, and they from them stand at the window, you see how much of them stand at the door till them take time, creeping, and them stand up one side, and them they look, and then till you see when you look, them reach out at the altar, kneel down, and
Right.
there goes a woman of God, there goes a evangelist evolve right there. There comes an evangelist. Right there. A lot of people in olden days tell you how they get saved. That's what happened. It's not like they didn't go, they weren't going to dance and they weren't going to some parties. Yeah, they had dance and parties those days, but it's not like now either. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? It's not like now. People never used to um dress the way out they're dressing now. They never used to dress.
Right.
People actually walking naked now. You
Mm.
understand? They're walking naked. You
Mm.
understand? It's like if they're not naked, they don't think that they're beautiful. And
Mm.
I think that they're beautiful.
Mm.
I see that they're beautiful. You don't have to to be naked to be
Right.
beautiful. And I'm telling you, young people doing it. Tattoo, we never used to have those things because
Mm.
in olden days, tattoo it was like a demonic thing. We used to consider it that we don't understand, so we used to think of it like it. So you don't see if you see those women from long time like my mother days and my granny, you don't see no tattoo story. You
Mm.
understand? They don't see no tattoo story. And those people never used to take no vitamins either.
Right.
They never used to take no vitamins and none of those things because they eat food from their plantation or from them would say from
Grow.
them ground,
Yep.
them ground provision. You understand? Because they grow the yam and they grow this and they weren't using all of these type of fertilizer that you see we have in now. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? As I said before, they use cow dung, what you call it there, they had fowl dung and they had pig dung because in those days they grew them have rear pigs and goats and cows and all of those. So they use all of those things for fertilizer. And the soil at those in those days rich. The soil was rich and nice, man. So the plant, the ground, and all of this. Yes, I think they used to use something for insect because really we had insects all along. We have caterpillar and all kind of insects. So they will use, but guess what they use? They use mostly hashes because that's what I went there. Where I used to spend time with my grandmother. I used to spend time in Saint Anne for holiday time. When it's summer holiday, I go to Saint Anne to my mother parent, and sometime when he's not there, I go to my father parent in Clarendon. So I
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of things happening, and I see how them do the ground. Cause when we holiday, summer holiday, from a school get holiday, me down there, some they are 2-3 months. You understand? So I see all of this. I go to the ground, I go to the field, and all of those things. And I'm telling you, those days were different. And those days, I love those days. I
Mm-hmm.
love those days. No, the houses weren't like what we have now with the blocks and the cement and all of that is mall. And when I see some little wire in there and brick, Those were brick house, and also we had some bamboo house. They call it wackle house. With all stick them, just go chop some good sticks, and so not wood, not the wood, but some sticks, and they fix it up. I hear Pastor talking about it yesterday at church, and they use coconut limb, and it dry, and them do what them do, and they use clay, and to the clay would be the plastering to hold it together. And when rain fall, those houses are strong. Storm blow and all kind of things, and all of that happened. But those days, it was different. It was wonderful. I used to enjoy myself. I used to look forward to go down the country, to spend time with my grandparents, because I had a lot of fun those times. And let me tell you now, with the food, when those people cook, it's not like now. It's not like now, right? And that went on for years and years and years. When they cook food, now, when I go to the market, and if I buy, so I say I buy, depends on the amount of people that I'm cooking for. Say I buy 2 pounds of yam. I don't cook off that whole 2 pounds of yam, You know. Well, in those days, me alone, I get all 3 pounds. Some big unca yam chop, cause them go a bush and them dig up the yam. And get yellow yam, soft yam, and you get this. Some used to get them when we go. My grandmother used to have some enamel, how we call them enamel plates. Enamel plate, man, and those plate big, and some big, some I would never used to eat no lollipop dumpling. And the rice, we never used to eat a lot of rice. It was more ground provision. Yam, cocoa, dasheen, sweet potatoes, chocho, plantain, and all of those. That's what we used to have. And when you talk about meat, because these beef and these pork that we have, no, because those animals used to get feed from the trees, whatsoever, whenever the fruit trees bear, like pear trees and orange apples. That is what they get. And the peeling skin from the yam and the banana. When my grandmother cook, she boil, because my grandmother always have pig, and she always have a cow. And the only thing I never see my grandmother with was a donkey. She always have a goat. She have pigs. She have cows, and she have chicken. And she don't eat chicken. She have the chickens just running up and down in the yard like that. But the peeling skin, she will boil it and give to the pigs. Now the goat, she tie out the goat. Every man get up early, carry the goat, go and pasture, go eat some nice fresh grass. The cows eating grass. Nowadays, what I see, cows getting bad feeding. I never used to, I don't know about that. Cows getting bad feeding. Goat getting bad feeding. You don't get goat bad feeding. Goat eat grass. Cows eat grass. So, the world has evolved. Things change. In those days, I remember chicken. Chicken took some time to come to perfection that we could get some chicken to eat. Now, as them buy some chicken, okay, small and be within like 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, the chicken them big, big, big. Some big chicken leg. You wonder how the chicken them get so big, and and the leg them bigger than before. The chicken leg them big, them big, them big. And you say, wait, how them chicken leg is not turkey, but them big. You understand? That is what we have in now, because of what they are giving them to eat. You understand? And then the world has become so populated. There's more people, so they're trying to get the food, fast enough to feed. That's why I think that's why they would. But I think, and it's harming people still. So even though you're trying to get the food enough to feed, but it's still harming us. You understand? Because later days they will tell you this and tell you that. My grandmother never suffer from no this and no that. And I never hear my grandmother used to say she a good doctor. It's lately in the let me tell you, in the 2000 and like in the 2016 14 15, those times I see my grandmother, like she start getting, and she never have high blood pressure either. It was first it was like glaucoma in the eyes, and then now I don't remember what else, something else, but she passed at the age of 80 something. So she lived out her time, right? She lived and she passed. But she never used to sick. I never used to see her sing blood pressure and diabetes and them something. No, you understand? She feed from our ground. What would I say? Our ground provision, whatsoever she grows. You understand? It was very healthy, much healthy. Cabbage, she planted cabbage. Callaloo, pap chai, and we had that chocho. You understand? I remember one time we went there, and when I went there, she dealing with chocho and saltfish and chocho. I never know about that. I said, wait, saltfish. But it tasted good. And the cooking oil, it wasn't the oil that we see selling now. It was natural coconut oil because those people used to boil their oil. So it was natural coconut oil, man. And they even used to use it lotion them skin to rub their skin. You understand? Because when we go there, coconut oil, me see them I use and me use it too. You understand? You understand? So those were the things different from now. All right. I went there when I went there. And when I look, even the bath pan that we use, and a lot of people can say yes to this. The bath pan that we used to use, it was made out of board bath pan. Yes, it was made out of board. Yes, and the brush, with that we have our washing brush. We have the washing brush. Yes, that we used to scrub the clothes. A corn stick. We used to see them. I use corn. The corn, like the corn. Yes, corn stick like the eater. I don't know how them get it like that. They eat off the corn out of it and then they stick because it's kind of gritty. And is it, me see them I use or scrub them clothes. All when them go river it. Me say, we can't stick.
Wow.
Can't stick. You use corn stick. They used to use that, and then afterwards, now the board bad pan mash up. And then I went back there again because I tell you, I keep on going back and forth. Every time we get holiday and even Easter holidays, we look forward to go down the country. And my mother did feel good for the because she get a little break so that she can do her thing, because remember that we are at home. So my grandmother is at home to kind of, she never used to work out. Is our ground and she make it from our ground and all of that. And when I look, it was a new bar pan. The bar pan was what? The bar pan was made of metal. So we left from board and we went to metal. Yes. And then we had a scrubbing board too, because there was a scrubbing board, and then we had a scrubbing board made from metal too.
Oh, for your
So,
clothes?
yes, scrubbing board that they put the clothes on and
Okay.
it's
Okay. Yeah.
yes. So I'm telling you, these children now, let me tell you, it's a bed of roses. Washing machine, come on. What
Yep.
I hear Pastor saying it yesterday, it's a bed of roses. And then listen now, when I used to go down the country and line, a lot of people have to do it. We never have line as we have the wire line to hang the clothes on. I never used to see. I don't remember if I ever see a line down on my grandmother place there. You know what we throw the clothes over some bush. So we had some wood for bush, we throw it over some fencing. Yes, we throw the clothes on it and it dry. Yeah, listen, my man. Some we never had running water like what we have now out of the pipe. Because if you even go down the country now, there are a lot of people still down there, them go a tank or draw water. So we have some big tank in the community. But we go draw water. The tank set up that rain. When the rain comes, the water, the tank catch water. And down the country, rain used to fall. And the same rainwater we drink, we boil the water and we drink it, and it will bathe with. Let me tell you something, rainwater soddy, It's let me tell you, it's salt. When you use it with the soap, it come like you can't wash off. You have to be careful how you're using the soap with the rainwater. I don't know. I tell you, it's salt. There's no chlorine in it. No, nothing. None of what them use to purify the water. There's nothing. It's just all natural. All natural coming from the heavens. Yes, that's why my grandmother looks so strong and looks so good and stays so good because that is what because even the water now that we have, the water, even they say the water is purified. What they use to purify it? What is it that they use to purify it? It's some chemical they put in there. It's some chemical. So even when you hear them say, oh, it's spring water, we're getting spring water, or we're getting spring water. No, they put something in the water. They put something in there to purify it. You understand? To have the water that no mosquito breed up in it. Because so the rainwater mosquito breeds in the water easily. Even if the water cover. You understand? Just like when you have your rice and your sugar and your flour, especially the rice and the flour and the cornmeal, and you cover it, and no fly pitching it, no nothing going in it. But when you look after a period of time, it weeble. You understand? If it's worse, if it's in a hot, it just get weebled. It's there. It just weeble out. So it's the same with the water. Mosquito just in it. No mosquito not for fly going in the water for the water start to breed up. Some little bugs and stuff start breathing in there. So these water that we're drinking, they put stuff in there in order for it to keep the water pure and clean. But still yet, whatsoever they put in the water, it causes problem to the body. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. Those days and these days are different. You know, we have evolved.
Yep.
Now we used to use soap. We used to use carbolic or red soap. When you bathe with it, everywhere you go, you smell it by you. Everywhere you go, people can get everybody, anybody who know about carbolic, put it up. Say yes, me know about carbolic soap. And you have one named Life Boy, red carbolic. And those days carbolic was, you know, cheap soap. For us to use as Irish Spring, it was like, let me tell you now, it was like, let me tell you where it would have come for if we use an Irish Spring. For we use an Irish Spring soap, it would have come like we reach a foreign. Because we never used to use no Irish. I don't know about no Irish Spring. And since me get old, I know about Irish. I never know about no Irish Spring. No dog. It was all about Carbolic, Palmolive, and there was another one, and the Life Boy, Palmolive, Carbolic, and Life Boy, and there was another one. There was another one, right? It was those soap, and we had the cake soap. We had the blue, the brown cake soap. Yes, yes, there it goes. Yes, yes. And we had the brown cake soap until we come to the blue cake soap, right? And first, no, before we had one soap, them call it Dirty Gal. Please excuse my language. Please, please excuse my language. No disrespect. That's what the soap they used to call it, Dirty Gal soap. It was a brown soap, long soap, and it had a dark brown color. And we used to use that soap. And it was a long soap where you'd have cut up the soap. That's what they used to call the soap. And then you have the brown cake soap, the hard. They start making it and it hard. And then we have the blue cake soap, right? So that's to my memory, yes, that's what we used to have. So we have the blue one now. We're not using the brown one. That is what we have now in Jamaica. We have the blue cake soap now, you know, and before we used to have brown cake soap, so we used to have the one of them called Dutchess cake soap there. I don't see that again. I've not seen that for years now. But we and the other brown one that evolved from that dirty one, what them call it. Now we have the blue cake soap now. And we used to have for our powder soap, we used to have powder soap, Sudsil, and we always have Breeze, but they were in a box. We used to have them in a box. Breeze soap and the Sudsil soap in a box. And we used to sell the soap by the 1 pound, like you have to buy a bag of soap, powder soap, and you sell 1 pound, 2 pound if you want half pound of soap. I hardly see that the soaps come in packs now. We have packs, the soaps in packs now, you know, in packs, plastic packs. And once we used to have our soda. Let me tell you about our sodas. You know, the sodas, I'm not saying that sodas didn't give cause harm because the whole of sugar or whatever in it, but it depends on how much you intake, because everything you have to use it with discretion. You know, everything that even when you're eating, you eat with discretion, you know. You don't just go on, you know, them say too much of one thing good for nothing. That's what there's like a proverb there. Too much of one thing, good for nothing, and that's true. So our sodas used to be D&G sodas used to be in glass bottles. And those days the sodas used to taste so good. When you drink a cola, champagne, D&G, oh wow, it tastes so good. It's like you'd have just a drink. No, no, it's in a plastic bottle, but it's not like how it used to be. It don't taste not like that, you know. So everything, and now we have and all we used to have we call it the ginger beer or ginger beer, and the ginger beer is nice. No, I don't know what the ginger beer is. It's a different taste. It's a different. I used to have ginger ale. I not see no ginger ale again. I don't know if them still have it, but I haven't seen it in a while. You know, but those days, I'm telling you, it was all good. And when we were children, it's like even when we didn't have it, as I said before, it was like we are okay. We weren't worried about anything. We weren't worried about if we have this or have that. When we used to go to school, and thing like that. Our ear wash when my mother wash my ear and all of that. And my mother is not a ear comber. She can't comb ear like that. Like how some people put up some nice. My mother used to just catch up my ear like on a tree or in a two, one,
Mm,
one and so. And sometimes when the ear wash on the weekend, some big plait or some Chinese bump. You know, you
mm.
could twine up thing, you know, the
Yeah,
Chinese one. And
yeah.
sometimes we go to school with that too. And then we have I hear the new name now, braided ear. So when they say they braided ear, we call it cornrows. You know, when
Mhm,
they can't,
mhm.
you like all this,
Yep,
yeah, you know.
yep.
But it used to look a little bit different because them big and fat. In your ear, they used to do that. I would go to school with it and all of that, you know. And we used to use castor oil in our hair. Oh, our hair was so thick and nice. Ah, the thing they're using castor oil again. They will tell you that they have castor oil in products. You see castor oil, olive oil, this, but no, 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 no. The cocoa butter, this, that. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Those are artificial things that they say they're putting in it. It's not natural. I'm telling you, it's not natural. You know. So we used to have castor oil here thick and nice, man. You know, and it you come here, but when you come here, the castor oil, it have that smell, you know, just like when you use the carbolic or the life boy or the soap, it have this smell on you. Or when
Mhm,
you spray little couscous perfume or cologne or whatever it may be. Or we used to have a little couscous, something you spray, you know,
mhm,
couscous we used to call it in those days. These fancy colognes now, when we say all of these names, Paris, Hilton, this, that, Ray, we never have those. Not at all. Some people put, we don't even know the name of them. Well, what I know, maybe some nice colognes were around, but I never used to see them because we never used to have those. We couldn't afford those then. You know, we just buy what we can, you know, and that is what we use. And deodorant, we use the deodorant, we use the from I was coming up and I know about ladies speed stick. You know, ladies speed stick. We had that for a while, and we have one we call now a brute, something like that. We had one like that, you know, and we had another spray. We used to use some spray in a can,
mhm,
in the tin sprays, and those sprays were lovely. I'm telling you, those sprays were lovely. So those days are now totally different. And as I saying, now it's like we are living a life of gold.
mhm,
Because when I look back and see how we used to wash with our hand and we have a stand pipe, we never used to have water run away hard, so you understand? Now we have hot water, all in Jamaica, hot water, cold water, all kind of water. You understand? Fan. Many homes didn't have fan. You understand? Because I remember growing up, I can't remember if we did have a fan when I was growing up. I never remember having a fan. You understand? Maybe the time never used so hot, so because me tell the time get hot now. We used to open more window and breeze, cool breeze come in. And we used to light mosquito destroyer, you
mhm,
know, so we get away the mosquitoes, you know. But we never used, I don't remember having fun like that, you know, and the television was a black and white thing. We switch on and switch off, and
mhm,
TV sign on certain time and
mhm.
sign off by 12, sign
Yeah.
on 6 in the morning, sign off 12, or watch cartoon. And we were having fun. We used to play games. You understand? We never used to, this whole heap of phone thing and game on the phone. And